Good morning, students. Saira, welcome back to the computer session. We will continue chapter number 1, Evolution of Computer, part 3. So, let us see what we have learned in the last session. So, we have learned, the first programmer. So, who is the first programmer? Lady Ada Lovelace is regarded as the first computer programmer, right? So, who suggested? So, Lady Ada Lovelace is suggested a binary data storage. So, that is zeros and 1 instead of decimal number system. Then George Boole, the inventor of Boolean algebra, right? He solved a mathematical problem by reducing them to a series of positive or negative answered questions and linked with a binary system, that is a 1 for positive and answer, 1 for positive answer and 0 for negative answers. So, the answer should be either true or false. In 1880, Dr. Hermann Hollerith is invented a machine is known as tabulating machine. So, it was capable of reading data, processing it and giving the desired output. Alright. So, the input was through what? Punch card. Alright. And the punch card used to what? Record the data also. Alright. Now, next, John Von Neumann. In 1940, he started the practice of storing the data and instruction in binary code in memory, right? Then 1944, 1944, Howard Aiken was the primary engineer in IBM who developed a machine, right? Is known as the calculator machine is known as Mark I, right? In 1944, right? Then, so electronic era, that is 1946, ENIAC. So, what is the full form of ENIAC? Electronic Numeric Integrator and Calculator. The first general purpose electronic digital computer was invented by John Moseley and J. Presper Eckert. Right? It consists of 18,000 vacuum tubes and 100 times faster than the Mark I. Right? Now, next, UNIVAC, that is Universal Automatic Computer. Right? So, who is invented? So, that is J. Presper and J. Presper Eckert and John Moseley in 1951. Okay. So, now we will see the generation of computer. So, evolution of modern computers is commonly classified into generations of computers. Each new generations resulted in these changes. So, the evolution of modern computer can be viewed in specific generations, which starting from the early 40s and we are in the middle of the 5th generation of today. So, each generation was an improvement over the former in terms of technology, speed, storage, size, reliability and diligence and system cost. Okay. So, we will start with a first generation computer. The first generation computer, okay, what is the period of first generation computer? 1940 to 1956 is known as first generation of computer. Okay. So, what are the components, okay, in the first generation computers? So, they were used a vacuum tubes. Okay, components, or you can say circuit. Alright, so that is what vacuum tubes. And which one is the input device? That is punch card. What is the input device in the 91st generation computer? Punch card. And the storage device is magnetic tapes. Okay, and the output is also punch card, right? And what are the language used in first generation computer? Machine language and assembly language. Machine language and assembly language. And what are the example of computers? UNIVAC and ENIAC and EDAC, right? So these are the different types of computer used in the first generation computers. So UNIVAC stands for Universal Automatic Computer, right? And EDVAC is also is one of the earliest electronic computers, that is electronic discrete variable automatic computer. Okay, and so these are the computers. Now, see, can you see the vacuum tubes? Right, and vacuum tubes and valves in the first generation computer. And can you see that out, right? So that is a punch card, right? Can you see the second one? That is a punch card, and the third one is magnetic device. So can you see here, the circuit was vacuum tubes, input was punch card, and the storage was magnetic tapes in the first generation computer. Okay, that's why the computer size is huge, right? Because of the vacuum tubes, right? Now we'll learn the second generation computer. Second generation computer, the period is 1956 to 1963. Okay, so second generation computers, instead of vacuum tubes, okay, the transistor were main electronic components. Okay, so the components transistors are very small size compared to the first generation of computers. And what are the input? Again, second generation also the input is. So what is the input? All of you know, right? Nowadays we are using the keyboard, mouse is an input device. But in the second generation, what are the input device? Punch cards and magnetic tapes. And what is a storage device? Now we are using a pen drive, right? And CD, right? And hard disk. These are the storage. But in the second generation, magnetic tapes is the what? Storage device. And the output is also a punch card. But the languages, okay, in the Fortran, COBOL, BASIC, PL1, these are all second generation language. The Fortran stands for Formula Translator, and the COBOL stands for Common Business Oriented Language. Okay, and the BASIC stands for Beginners All Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. These are all a different computer language. Okay, and here you can see the example of computer IBM 1400 and 700 series, IBM 350. These are the example of okay, in second generation computer. Can you see now? Transistor, the transistor size are small, and can you see punch card and magnetic tape, right? Okay, so the main electronic components were transistor. So it is a small, right, and faster in speed as compared to the first generation computer. Okay, now we'll come to the third generation computer. Third generation computer starts from 1964 to 1971. So instead of third generation computer replaces transistors with IC, that is integrated circuits. Okay, the size of the third generation computer is so small. Okay, they could be easily placed on the small table, smaller in size, less expensive, and very fast in speed. Okay, and they were more reliable and accurate than previous generation computer. Okay, the third generation computers are fast in speed and they were more reliable and accurate than previous generation computers. Why? Because the main components are what? IC, that is integrated circuits. And what are the input in the third generation? The input device is keyboard and the storage device is magnetic disks and output is monitor. And what are the languages they have used? Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, RPG. These are all a third generation language. Okay, and the IBM System 360, Apple, these are all example of third generation computers. Can you see here? I see integrated circuit, right? Chip. You can see the keyboard, right? Keyboard and the monitor, right, in the third generation computer. Okay. Now come to the fourth generation. The fourth generation starts from 1972. Okay, and here instead of integrated circuit, right, here you can see the microprocessor. So VLSC, very large scale circuit, very large scale circuit. Okay, and what are the input devices in the fourth generation? Mouse, scanner, sound, right? These are all etc. These are all input devices. And what are the store? Magnetic disk with high capacity. And the output is monitor and the printer. And then what are the languages? The languages used in computer is RDBMS and C++. So RDBMS is data relational database management system and C++, right? And the Cray, Apple, these are all example of fourth generation computer. So fourth generation computer system used VLSI, right? LSI and VLSI. Okay, that is the large scale integrated circuit. So the computers are very fast and cheaper and accurate than any of the generation of computer before. So they can be keep anywhere because of smaller size. It includes handheld devices. Which one handheld devices? Tablets, smartphone, these are all handheld devices. Alright. So the fourth generation computer, okay, what are the input devices? Mouse, scanner, sound. Alright, what are the main components or main circuits? That is microprocessor. Okay, and what are the language they have used? RDBMS and C++. Okay, and what are the output devices in fourth generation? Monitor and printer. Okay, now come to the okay, so these are the fourth generation. Can you see here? Microprocessor and input device is scanner and mouse, and output device is hard disk, monitor and printer, right? So in the fourth generation computer, right? Now come to the fifth generation, present and beyond. Okay, with artificial intelligence. Okay, SLSI. Okay, the circuit artificial intelligence. The input is optical fiber technology. Okay, and what are the languages? Human speech recognition. Okay, human speech recognition. So artificial intelligence, that is AI. So refers to the simulations of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions. So what are the input here? Fiber optic communication is a method of transmitting information from one place to another. So fifth generation computers are totally based on artificial intelligence. So these computers have a capability of logical thinking as human beings. Okay, so now, so can you see the generation of computer? Here what are the components they have used? First generation vacuum tubes, second generation transistors, third generation integrated circuit, right? And the fourth generation here very large scale integrated circuit. Right? Can you see here first generation computer, second generation computers, third generation computers and fourth generation computer. And the first generation computers, what are the components they have used? Vacuum tubes and valves in the first generation computers. And the second generation computers, transistors, right? The transistors sizes are small, right? So, okay, the compared to the first generation of computer, okay. And third generation computer replaces transistors with IC, the integrated circuit. The size of the third generation computer is so small, right? They could be easily placed anywhere in the small table, right? Okay, and the fourth generation used, that is a VLSI, very large scale integrated circuit, right? Okay, so fourth generation computers are faster, cheaper and accurate, right, than any of the generation of computer, right? And fifth generation are totally based on artificial intelligence. So these computers have capabilities of logical thinking as humans, right? Okay, so what is here? First generation starts from 1940 to 1956 and the second generation 1956 to 1963, third generation 1964 to 1971 and the fourth generation 1972 and the present, and the fifth generation present and beyond. So what are the circuits? Vacuum tubes. What are the components? The main components is vacuum tubes for first generation, second generation transistors, third generation IC, that is integrated circuits, and the fourth generation, that is a microprocessor, and the fifth generation artificial intelligence. Okay, and the first generation language is machine language and assembly language. Second generation language is Fortran, COBOL, BASIC. These are all computer language. And the third generation language is Pascal, Fortran and COBOL and RPG. And the fourth generation language is RDBMS and C++. So RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System, okay, and the C++. And here in the fifth generation, human speech recognition. Okay children, we will stop this session.